Hi there Pokefans, I am a humble host fan and you're watching Pokemon Gym Challenges. Today we take on this psychic William, not William, in this graveyard over here. He starts off with a Staryu, which technically is not yet a psychic type Pokemon. It needs a water stone before it becomes a psychic type. Ask me how I know that. Well, he started with a rock slide. Okay, I'm starting with a rock slide, I mean. That almost took him out. But Bomb should do whatever is left. Damn, I wish I had someone with Brick Break. That would have also been very good over here. So that went quite well. Okay, Grumpig is next. Now that is a better option as a psychic type for a psychic type trainer. And as such I'm turning to Krokorok to eliminate all of these psychic shenanigans. And Crunch should do the job, even though there is a Reflect Up. And it does actually do what I was hoping it would. Does Reflector reduce the effect of physical or special attacks? I think it's physical. Okay, that was the end of this fight. Now we can just go on to the next area. And we just dodge this girl over here. There's an item behind this fighter over here. Okay, I can't go past those two at all, even if I engage them in a fight, so I'll probably have to fight this or not. I can just go very far past. Granted, that requires that I spend a lot more time walking around in this graveyard, spending more of my repel. Okay, there's an item over here. Now if I don't fight any of these guys further on, it's a pity, because I forget that I didn't fight any of them, or most of them, and when I have to do my grinding later on, I grind against wild Pokemon instead of coming to these guys over here. And even though they won't give me as much experience at that time as the wild Pokemon do, for their level they give me a lot more experience than any wild Pokemon ever would. But let's just hope once I get to the top, there's an item over there on the side. Let's hope that once I completed my task at the top, that I come back to all of these trainers over here and fight them as well. Okay, this looks like it's going to be a slog. On the other hand, I should have actually gone back to these old people to give them back the items that I'm about to receive. Okay, I put Vibrava up front. I thought this was going to be a double battle, because from the angle I was seeing it, those two Team Magma grunts looked to be right in front of one another. But clearly that was not the case. Maybe Rock Slide or Surf would be the better option over here. Poison tends to have trouble against ground type attacks. I don't know if that is actually a weakness that Poison has, but I noticed that each time I attack a Poison type with a ground type attack, it tends to do more damage than any of the other attacks I use, except for Psychic, of course. Psychic is the absolute best attack you can have, but as you see, none of my team is viable for learning any kind of Psychic type attack. Okay, let's give Swampert its Swamperite. And I'm going to start using Mega Swampert, because that's a gimmick I'm allowed to use. It doesn't make any of this very fun, but you'll see later on how that works awesomely. Well, I just surfed this number because it doesn't need a Mega Swampert. It is only when I need a very strong attack that I will use Mega Swampert. Mightyena. Okay, that's a dark type. For dark types, I need a fighting or a fairy type attack. I'm not likely to get a fairy type attack. So the only thing that I'll probably get at some point is a fighting type attack. And I think Swampert will be the one having it. I think it will be Hammer Arm or something like that. And as you may have guessed, because the Swampert intimidated me, I figured that I needed a lot more power to my attacks. So that's why I did the Mega Evolution. But the first attack still does the same amount of damage that he did before the Mega Evolution. So basically what that means is that I didn't need the Mega Evolution. The camera up goes to level 37 as well. I received quite a tidy sum of money. Okay, next guy. Are you also going to have a Mightyena? Yes, he somehow starts with a Mightyena. Let's check how much Surf does. Now the design of this Mega Swampert is kind of on the one side it's good, on the other side it's not that great. I mean, its hind legs were left behind when the model was created. It looks like he skipped leg day, meaning that it didn't actually gain a lot of bulk in its legs, only in its forearms and its upper body. Now that's not a bad thing. It makes it look like one of these mythical werewolves that you find in the movies. All that means is that it doesn't have a very powerful lunge, but when it gets you in its arms, that's trouble. Now this is Archie. Which item is he going to take? Okay, he took the red one, which is probably the correct one for him to have taken. No, it's not. Well, maybe it is. Yeah, yes, it is. I don't know why, but I thought in the past that he took the blue one and I took the red one. Be that as it may, I'm probably going to be the one that activates every troubling thing, since I'll be receiving the blue one over here. The blue orb or whatever that is. Okay, what is this lady's deal? Oh, she wants to fight me. Why is she sticking out her ass that far out? It's not like I am a guy that can appreciate that. And I am immediately at an advantage. I don't need Mega Evolution for this battle, because Camerupt is 4 times weak to water type attacks. And I know that because I have one myself. Vibrava's next. No, Vibrava's not next. It was talking about my own Vibrava. that gain some experience because of the experience share. Okay, so that went well. And now these people are in distress and complaining about the absence of the red orb. Now I'm going to receive the blue orb with the explicit instruction to try and join the two orbs so that their pairing may be re-established and balance may be restored. I think that's what it's all about. Okay. So Slaterport is the next area I have to go to. And I've probably already been to Slaterport. And no, I'm not going to fight any of those guys down there in the cemetery. I'm going to Slaterport directly. Because we are story focused and not really level focused at this stage of the game. And I think that none of you guys would have appreciated me going through all of the cemetery fighting all of those guys again. I wonder why I left this part in. Okay, there's Slaterport over there. Now to find that damn harbor again, because I always forget where it is. Well, this big crowd of people is kind of a dead giveaway about where we are at this, or where we should be. Okay. Okay, that went interestingly. It's mainly, this is justified because we have already met this guy, or this captain, or whatever it is, the builder of this ship that is now being stolen. That's the only reason this little encounter here happened. So it's fairly well justified. And he leaves me behind. Why on earth does he leave me behind? I have to go in anyway. He may as well have dragged me in as well. So that we can have this confrontation earlier. And then right over here, he could release me. Because over there he drags me along as well. So he could have dragged me all the way up to here. And then released me in the fight. But I suppose that the creators at Game Freak thought that that removed too much agency from the player. Even though you are required to get to this point in order to progress in the game. I mean, this is not a interaction that is skippable. Okay, that happened. And now I'm forced to fight these two Team Magma grunts. I wonder why Team Magma requires a submarine. I mean, they are all about earth and fire and whatever. Which is strange to me why they don't have any fire type Pokemon. Just between us. But it doesn't make sense for them to have a submarine. That's the point I was getting to. Their Pokemon should be on land. On the other hand, they need a submarine to get to that bloody other town that is hidden in a volcanic crater. But for that all they needed was a flying type Pokemon. Actually, because you can fly out of there. Because the crater is open at the top. It's just not possible to climb the crater to get over it like that. You have to actually fly out. or dive under it to get there. And since in this game you are free to fly wherever you want, almost like surfing, under the correct circumstances, then that would have been a viable option. What do you guys think? Leave a comment in the comment section below. Okay, someone wants to learn synthesis, but I'm not going to learn synthesis because Torterra basically has most of the attacks I wanted to have, and synthesis is not on my list of attacks I wanted to have. Why is this a one-on-one battle? They could have made things so much more difficult by making it a 2-on-1 battle, but that didn't become prominent until much later. On the other hand, it would have been very easy for me to just defeat both of their first Pokemons with Surf. Or maybe Numel would have been defeated and the other one would have been severely damaged, and I would have been knitting one and slipping one as we go along, because I would have been keeping on using Surf to do area of effect damage. Would Croc be a good option to use against Callback? Maybe Raion is a better idea. Now if Wild Charge was a thing, that would have been an attack that Raion probably can learn. Let's go for Rock Blast. Here goes for Mean Loop, by the way. I wasn't intending on switching out my Raion once I started using it, unless something terrible happened, but as you see, nothing terrible happened, and I could just stomp it now because it is sufficiently weakened. Here goes for a Swift, which doesn't really do very much to me. The only advantage of Swift is that it's supposed to be an attack that cannot miss, so even if you fly or you dig, it is supposed to be able to hit you still. Okay, both of these have been defeated. Oh, so they went to their hideout. For that reason, the submarine is completely useless. But I suppose is that they only placed the Team Magma on top of the Team Aqua game. So Omega Ruby is just placed or coded on top of Alpha Sapphire, and this is the exact storyline that Alpha Sapphire follows. So they decided to not make any actual changes. In Pokemon Emerald they made the appropriate changes, so the Team Magma Rock hideout is not in the same location that the Team Aqua hideout is. Whereas in this team, it is in the same location. On the other hand, it makes a lot more sense for the Team Magma team to have their hideout across water, because that is not a place where you would expect them to be. It is a place you'd expect Team Magma to be, so they should actually have been in the mountain, as is found in the Emerald game. I think I have to go in this direction to find the hideout. Okay, this is a motel. Now what do you find in this hotel? It's not like you can ever stay over at the hotel. It would have been nice if the hotel also served the function of a Pokemon Center without any of the other things. I mean, kind of like the bed location, or like the mother location, your house. Should have been something similar to that. There aren't even any beds in this hotel. Oh, there's a bed, but it's a floor bed. Okay, so that didn't give me anything substantial. Let's see what this guy has to say. Okay, so he's just talking about the contest. Okay. I don't even know what that was all about. Let's just get to the next location. Oh, is that the mall over there? Move deleter's house. So if you want to delete any moves, that's where you have to go. And yes, I think I was correct. I have to step down these little ledges over here to get to the water, and then I can find the hideout. Okay, who's this guy? Okay, not what I wanted to know. This is a fighter, of course. He's part of the fighting class, and he gives me a Poké Flute. That is an awesome item to have. Well, that means that I don't need any awakens anymore, because the Poké Flute awakens the Pokemon. Any Pokemon. And he gives me rest. That is a combination I didn't realize existed. Well, I've always collected those items, but I never realized that the one gives you something to wake your Pokemon up with, while the other one gives you something to put your Pokemon to sleep for the benefit of healing. Okay, so none of this actually does me any good. Okay, let's go down this set of stairs and see what happens if I go in this direction. May as well use Rock Smash over here. And Number is the one with Rock Smash. Oh, I was looking for Brick Break, not Rock Smash. And there is the Pokemon, oh, not the Pokemon, the Team Magma hideout. Anyway, that's going to be the end of this episode. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you and goodbye.